Welcome, I'm Yvonne and here's what happened this week. The chips industry is one of Taiwan's strongest, but as it faces a serious talent shortage, the country is looking beyond its borders for help. Joyce reports.
When Ankit Agarwal decided he wanted to work in the chips industry, he knew he wanted to come to one place to study, Taiwan. He's a fifth-year PhD candidate from India, studying nano-integrated circuits at one of Taiwan's first semiconductor academies.
Because of the TSMC, everybody knows about Taiwan. The semiconductor study is a world-class study, and there are English courses as well. So it was really easy for me to decide on coming to Taiwan.
Chips are one of Taiwan's strongest industries, and as chip giants like TSMC, MediaTek, and other multinationals in the country expand their operations, the sheer demand for talent is a big hurdle.
They are talking about wanting to hire thousands of employees each year, and the university just cannot keep up with the demands.
That's why the government has joined hands with the industrial and educational sectors to launch semiconductor academies, like the ones at National Taiwan University in Taipei and National Tsinghua University in southern Tainan. They're pumping in resources and expertise to get the next generation up to speed with the latest technology. Through the creation of the Semiconductor Academy, with more partnerships with the government and also industry, they're hoping that students will have more tools and more opportunities to work with machines like this to advance their knowledge. Aside from equipment, the Academy's deans say international students play a key role in the program's success.
I think the most important thing is that we try to enhance our students to have the international competitiveness.
Aside from helping add to Taiwan's much-needed headcount in chip talent, academic leaders say international students also widen their peers' perspectives. And since many of them have come a long way from home to study here, they are extra motivated to learn as much as they can.
Yeah, I want Taiwan. Actually, I have another opportunity in Korea, but I think my only choice would be Taiwan.
In a highly globalized world, and in as interconnected of an industry as semiconductors, fostering skills to collaborate across languages and cultures are major competitive advantages. And international students naturally have that edge chip firms are looking for. Justin Wu, Andy Xue, and Joyce Sin for TaiwanPlus.
India's border tensions with China have allowed Taiwan to take over as India's main partner for learning Mandarin. But Beijing's messy withdrawal have created a problem Taipei is struggling to solve. Stesh Butler reports.
Cutting Chinese characters from paper in his New Delhi classroom, Agastya Bose is learning Mandarin the hands-on way. Study of the language in India has suffered ever since border tensions with China boiled over 3 years ago. But with help from his Taiwanese teacher and the app Duolingo, Agastya says he's found a passion.
I picked up a little from Duolingo and I really enjoyed it, but then Duolingo crashed and I couldn't use it for some reason, so I decided to learn Chinese as third language. I enjoy it a lot.
Agastya's school is at the center of a countrywide transition. As Chinese companies and learning institutes have pulled out of India, Taiwan has moved in, offering teachers and resources to schools like this one. Facing diplomatic isolation because of China's claim over its territory, Taiwan is using soft power tactics like these to build ties with a global power. About 65 students at Bluebell's School International learn Mandarin either through textbook or hands-on activities. They're one of only 2 schools in New Delhi to be taught by a native Mandarin speaker from Taiwan.
Sounds good.
That number does not include private teachers from Taiwan, like Nancy Xiao, who runs the Meiyu Chinese Language Center in the north of Delhi. China's withdrawal has allowed her to start using Taiwanese textbooks and offer Taiwan-certified tests. But with fewer companies in India looking for Mandarin ability, demand for her lessons has collapsed.
Now it's like online, offline together will be like 50 or 60 students now. It's pretty less, like 3 times lesser than before the offline, before the pandemic.
At Bluebell's, students face a different challenge. India has dropped Mandarin from the secondary school national curriculum, meaning students here won't get a qualification when they graduate, a concern for Taiwanese firms which rely on locals fluent in Mandarin to do business.
Without this in between, it's very hard for our people to come to India in large numbers.
It's a sign of the mixed opportunities India's tensions with China have brought. Taiwan has seized the opening to fund Mandarin teaching and build cultural ties. But Beijing's withdrawal has disrupted learning for all students, both in public schools and private. And Taiwan faces a tough task putting together the pieces for its language and trade to thrive. Leon Lien, Siobhan Powell and Stash Butler in New Delhi for TaiwanPlus.
When you think of Taiwan, you probably don't think of French pastries. But a French chef living in Taipei has recently been recognized for excellence in French dessert. Leslie Liao paid him a visit.
Chocolate truffles with spicy peppercorns, and macaron with wasabi and grapefruit. Chef Cyril Courant has been making his creations in Taiwan for 13 years, taking inspiration from local ingredients.
Sometimes eating in a restaurant, sharing with some other friend, that's where I discover the macao pepper. And straight away when I smell it, I was thinking, well, that will go great with the chocolate.
He and his wife Sabine own 2 French pastry shops in Taipei. The pair have run their business for a decade now, but the chef's journey started much earlier than that.
And I got the passion from my dad working in his restaurant. And then I went to pastry. I learned about pastry and chocolate and ice cream.
Sabine, on the other hand, has a seasoned background in food service.
My parents actually already were in the business with a restaurant, and then I always swear to myself, oh, I will never go in that business.
The pair moved to Taiwan after stints in France, Germany, London, and China.
We come to Taiwan with my wife already a few times before, and we really enjoy the people. It was very friendly, and the food, the culture, the tradition.
Their work includes redefining Taiwan's understanding of French desserts.
Everybody we ask, do you like macaron? Oh yeah, they're very cute. I said, no, I'm not talking about the look, I'm talking about, do you like to eat them? And then the answer was always, oh no, they are too sweet. So I took that feedback to Cyril, and my husband said, that's the wrong idea of a macaron. A macaron don't have to be sweet.
Cyril's creative concoctions not only earned him recognition in Taiwan, but also worldwide. Earlier this month, he was inducted into Relais des Arts, a prestigious association of 100 elite chefs dedicated to preserving and advancing the art of French dessert internationally. Entry into Relais des Arts begins with a recommendation from a current member.
In 2019, one of the chefs visited me, and we had a talk, and I asked him about the process, and he really motivated me and supported me to send my application.
Acceptance into the organization is dependent on much more than a chef's creation. It considers the shop as a whole.
It's not only him, actually. I have to say it's as well service, because they check as well that the service fulfills certain criteria, okay? So I'm very proud to be in it as well.
Cyril and Sabine have achieved excellence doing something they love, an accomplishment not everyone can lay claim to. And their recognition as one of the world's premier dessert shops can only help elevate Taiwan's culinary standards. Patrick Sun and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Almost all students in Taiwan attend Cram schools, usually about dry subjects like math or science. But at one school in Hsinchu, a teacher is breathing new life into the classroom by introducing kids to unusual animals. Cindy Chi has more.
A tortoise, a gecko, and a bearded dragon. These reptiles are part of the curriculum at a particular Cram school. Here in Taiwan's tech hub of Hsinchu City, students aged 5 to 12 learn how to interact with animals. The children are both excited and nervous to play with the reptiles, especially when holding this albino Burmese python. 26-year-old Zhang Tai has been sharing her knowledge and passion for reptiles for more than 5 years. Her classes are held mainly in Cram schools and the local science park. The sessions give children a chance to interact with animals, since many young people in Taiwan rarely experience the wild.
希望可以传达我的这些正向的观念给这些孩子，然后再来就是让他们可以继续传承他们对动物的这份爱。
Life education classes like this one have become more common in recent years. What makes this one special is that children can bring their own pets to interact with their classmates. In today's session, over 10 species are gathered here.
我想让菠萝蜜交到其他乌龟朋友，
因为它真的长得看起来很吓人，然后我有亲手摸到它，让我感觉很开心。
因为凯凯老师带很多动物来，让我看还有摸，所以我很喜欢凯凯老师的课。
Some parents show their support by joining in the classes themselves.
其实让他们多接触动物、接触自然，是让他们可以去对这个世界有更多的了解啦，培养他们的一些责任心。
Zhang says taking care of pets is actually the best way for children to learn about life.
就是借由在照顾动物的时候，其实我们自己就会成长，所以我觉得这都是互相学习的一个过程。
This Cram School session is not only about getting to know your pets, but also gaining respect for other life. By sharing her passion for cold-blooded animals, Zhang hopes to teach young children to always have a warm and loving heart. Kamashu, Pichi Zhuang, and Sandy Chi for TaiwanPlus.
There are over 1,000 types of moss in Taiwan, but only a handful of experts are cataloging and studying these tiny plants. John Van Trieste brings us a look into their world.
Taiwan's wild places vary from tropical lowlands to high mountains, but there's one thing that unites these landscapes: moss. The country has around 1,500 of the world's 23,000 varieties. Yao Kuiyu is one of 5 experts here who make their living studying these species. He's trekked all over the island taking samples, and he's still fascinated by these ancient, highly adaptable plants. They're an important part of every ecosystem they're found in, retaining water, cleaning the air, and serving as nurseries for other plants.
圆锥形的苔藓它会吸收水分，对这个森林水汽的保持是很重要。某一些物种会把那个细鳞藓啊，它会背在背上，细鳞藓有味道，它可以就是躲避它的捕食者。像一些昆虫，它会躲在那个圆锥形的苔藓里面，那个鸟就啄不到它。
And especially when looked at closely under a magnifying glass, they present a world of shapes and colors. It's this side of moss that's led biology teacher Yang Yvonne to spend the past decade traveling the country in search of specimens. She's taken thousands of photos and shared them with fellow moss enthusiasts online.
苔藓也不只是绿色而已，甚至也有一些苔藓呢会呈现银白色，然后也有一些是呈现橘红色或者是紫色这样的一个色泽，其实是比大家想象的还要来的缤纷。那甚至在微观的世界里面，每一种苔藓都有很特殊的地方。
Young's fellow moss fans have begun cultivating their own moss at home and sharing tips for creating artistic arrangements. But as appreciation for moss spreads, so do fears about conservation.
发现很多大众喜欢的那个景观品，里面放的苔藓其实是中高海拔的苔藓。如果我们是带到平地来去培养的话，其实养不活。那另外呢，也会直接或间接造成山上苔藓株被盗采的这个情况。
These moss species have survived for millennia, but even this tiny subset of life on Earth isn't immune to human activities. Experts like Yao and Yang will continue their surveying and cataloging, and keeping an eye on moss well into the future. Devin Tsai and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching Here's What Happened. Be sure to tune into TaiwanPlus for more stories from Taiwan and the world. Finally, check out these Saint Bernard puppies at a support dog training center in Switzerland. I'm Yvonne Young. Take care, and I'll see you next time.